Hello, YouTube. It has been a very, very long time since I've posted anything. I'm not sure how many months have passed since my last video. I did create an exit video because let me tell you, I'm no longer in China. So I made an exit video which I never posted, and I don't know if it was because I was having some problems with uploading. Or if I just didn't like it, I don't know. But I was maybe I'll look at it again and post it if it's relevant to this journey. So I'm going to attempt to make this video really short and just kind of uh, uh, round everything up to where I am right now. So I left China once my contract was up. I didn't sign for another contract at the school. As those of you who know, who have watched these videos, I had a really challenging time while I was in China, and it has, everything to do with me, because the only thing that you can really count on or control in your life is your own reactions. So I personally had some conflicts with the culture in the beginning, but a lot of that sort of subsided. I mean, I can give, for example, and I'm only talking about Zhengzhou in North China, so I don't know the traditional behaviors or cultural patterns of other parts of China. It's a huge country, so I can only talk about where I was. But there's so when they cut the food, like if it's a meat, when they cut the food, when they chop it, they just chop right through the bones. Like if it's chicken, they just chop right through it, chop through, and they don't cut along the bone, or they don't debone it, and so you get in the meat there will be shards of bone, and I'm guessing that this has been done this way for maybe thousands of years. And so when people are eating in the general, like if you go out to eat for lunch and it's all packed, and you eat, each of the little restaurants have a few specialties that you go there for. It is not uncommon for people, as they eat, to spit their food onto the table. And what they're spitting out is these shards of bones. And this was something that I just was really appalled by and disgusted by when I first got here, because it was just culturally in the States that would be considered really disgusting. So, so that's really how I felt when I first got there. But this was something that I actually did get used to. I mean, I would go out with one of the older women who had been a teacher for 40 years, and I just adored her, and she had taken a real liking to me, and she would often take me out to eat, and she would order this particular dish, which I wish I could remember, but it was a chicken dish, and when you get the dish, it's the whole chicken, and it's really spicy, and it has lots of potatoes in it. But the head is also there, and so are the feet, and those are to be eaten. And I always let her have the head. It just wasn't, yeah, not my thing. But by then, and she was always spitting the food out on the table. And what would I do? Because if I was eating it too, I have to get the shards out of my mouth. But I'd never gotten to the point of actually spitting the food out. I was always just like picking the bones out of my mouth, and then I usually put them on a napkin. How is it different? I mean, I don't know. The point is that these small little things, these things that just either disgusted me or appalled me, or frightened me, or whatever. You acclimate. You just get used to these things. Although I never, ever, ever got used to spitting. It's my own personal triggering point. It disgusts me, and I don't care what country you're from. It grosses me out. So that's the only thing I never really adapted to. But everything else that in the beginning caused me to feel, to sort of pull away and feel like, oh, this is really odd, I just became adapted to, and I think that's what you do. I mean, I can only speak for myself. But I also, as anyone knows that's watched any of these videos, my mom died while I was there, and she was the most important person to me in my entire life. And it's still only been 8 months. It's still only been 8 months since. Wow. And it's still only been 8 months since that happened, and being, I haven't really talked about it since I left. I mean, I mentioned it, but I haven't really talked about it. It was very hard to go through that loss while in China. So it definitely affected the experience. So now now I am I'm living in Prague, and I decided not to go back to the States because I didn't really feel I didn't want to. And I wanted to go somewhere where I had a friend that I knew, and somewhere that I thought would be easier than China, but still foreign. And that's why I chose Prague, because I had lived here before about 14 years ago, and I'd really, I don't know, I had a draw to the country, or not to the country, but the city. It comes with its own set of challenges. Language, I mean, Chinese is hard, but Czech is also really hard. Polish is insanely hard. I really feel that I have to pick a language and learn it, something other than English. But of course, my whole lifestyle is about teaching English, so I don't really have a lot of opportunities to learn. I was thinking of learning Czech, but I just got a job where I'm not going to be in the Czech Republic all the time. So I'm still not certain where to focus. I'm still really unstable, really floating, really, like I live in a hostel. I went to Poland recently to do this thing called Angloville, and it was this immersion English course, and it was really great. And Poland is, I was in a place, went to Warsaw, and there was a place just a little, about 3 hours from Warsaw, and it was just a great experience. And the Polish people that I worked with were absolutely wonderful. I mean, basically, there's quite a few opportunities for teaching around the world, teaching English around the world, and it is the main business language. So I also came here to Prague and was doing I did my TEFL course. So although you can teach in Asia and China without your TEFL, you can get into a better pay scale if you have your TEFL. Of course, more educated, more experience. I'm not really sure how long I'm staying here. I'm applying for my visa. I just got back from Berlin, where I had to apply for my visa to work in Czech Republic, and I have to wait until that comes through. And once that comes through, if I am not denied, then I will be here for 6 months. And then after that, I'm not sure. Maybe Taiwan or southern China or Turkey or I don't know. But for now, this is where I am. And so there won't be any more videos about China. And my closing things about China is that China is still, or Zhengzhou, is still being processed. I do like the, what is it, anonymity of being here, where I don't stand out and no one notices me as being different, and I like that. I think that for some people in China, the attention might be, they might enjoy it, but for myself, I didn't really so much. Although it's really sweet sometimes when you're walking down the street and you have a full group of Chinese girls, teenagers yell out that they love you. That is really sweet. But I do miss my students a lot, and I miss the friends that I made there. And I don't mean foreign friends, because like my foreign friends, I can just get on to Facebook and we stay in contact. I mean the Chinese friends, because they don't have Facebook. And we send emails every once in a while, but I do miss them. And there are other things that I miss that I just can't really express right now. But my number one thing is the food. You never get good Chinese food outside of China. I don't think anywhere in the world can copy Chinese food. And I miss the food. And I will never eat Chinese food outside of China. I don't even care if the owners are Chinese. There's this place in Prague, they have a Chinese food restaurant, and the owners are Chinese, and it tastes the same as American Chinese food. And it's just, I just don't like it. The spices, like they cannot, China, the food, incredible. Okay, so maybe I'll post some more. I don't know. We'll see. But perhaps I'll talk at this camera again. Bye.